All right, so where I live, we're in a state of emergency where they shut down restaurants, they shut down bars, okay, and less than 10 people getting together. I don't know what it's like in your state, but it's looking like, getting out and meet people is going to be hard or almost impossible really right now, and some people are wondering, what are they going to do with their social lives, their dating lives, especially, and meeting women and all that stuff. So I want to talk about what we can do here. What can we do during this time? If you have questions about this or ideas as well, please add them to the comments below. But I have a few thoughts on this. And the first thing that comes to mind is, since we're going to have to spend more time at home or away from other people, there are some things that we could do. I think the first best thing that we could do is work on ourselves first. Okay, now work on ourselves as a person. Now that means all those things that you wanted to learn, all those things that you wanted to work on, right? Start to come up with a game plan now, and now you have some time to start to implement those things. Okay, so one thing I'm working on is I'm doing a lot of journaling and a lot of reflecting and trying to really dig deep into my unconscious, my subconscious, and see if there's any things that are kind of holding me back, any things that are keeping me from success and the things that I want in my life. If there's any things from my childhood, if there's any things that anger me or piss me off, I'm really trying to write those down and get those things out. Okay, that's one thing that I'm doing. Another thing too is I'm reading more and trying to get in more information that's going to help me improve my life. That's another thing you could do too. A great thing you could do as well, I know gyms and stuff are shutting down, but you could still go for hikes. I have a friend of mine who's got an outdoor gym I've been working out with. Shout out to my boy for that. That's been awesome. You got jump rope, you got at-home workouts. It's also time to stay home and not eat out, so you can start to eat really clean too. Okay, you can come out swole after the coronavirus, right? And come out shredded as well too. So that's another good thing that you could do. I think journaling and reflecting is just a good thing to do in general, and start to ask yourself questions like, what do you really want to do with your life? What would your ideal day really look like? How do you want to spend your time, right? And all these types of things that you can reflect and ask yourself during this time. We have the time to do it. Get yourself a little journal. Get yourself something to write down and reflect and go for this stuff. So I think the first thing that you could do, and the most important thing in these times, is to really work on yourself and develop yourself. And to my buddy Jordan Peterson, I'm not the hugest Jordan Peterson fan, but he does have some good things. And he said he believes the meaning of life is twofold. The first part is to do the greatest good that you can conceive, which I think is fantastic. And the second part is to achieve your full potential as a human, okay? And that is something that I believe we can really do a lot at this time, is working on ourselves and finding information, unpacking some things, organizing some things, and knocking those little things off the to-do list that we have to do as well too. That's always good. The second thing is, if you still, we still want to have some social interaction and meet women or talk to women or something like that. So, one thing you could use dating apps. Okay, I'm sure there's a massive surge on dating apps right now. I have a video on a strategy I have for it. So, your picture is going to be the most important. Something funny in your bio to show you have a sense of humor. A little bit of banter and back and forth on the messages. And then, putting your girls at a decision to get together. Bars and stuff are closed, but I think you can still go for a walk with someone and meet up with somebody. So that is an option to try for a bit now. I don't know if I'm personally going to do it or not. What I'm going to do, which I think is a good strategy as well too, is if you want to hang out with some women, I would reach out to women that you haven't talked to in a while and ones that you've met before. Okay, so you can go through other older numbers and older messages and women you've talked to before, see how everyone's doing, make sure people are safe, and find some people that you'd want to hang out with again. I don't think that's a bad strategy either, because we're all in these times where it's going to be tough to get out, it's going to be tough to do things, and we are going to be craving some social interaction. We don't know what's going to develop with this, and there's a lot of uncertainty going on. Okay, and if anything, I'm already learning a lot of lessons from this. Just talked to my buddy today, and it's like, shows the importance of having some money saved up, having an emergency fund, having some passive income is always a great goal as well too. So I know a lot of people whose work has suffered a bit. I definitely have several guys who are going to train with me in the next month or so who they can't now, right? So we're going to have to postpone that training down the line. Okay, so there's some money off of my plate as well too. I totally get that. It's going to be tough in a few ways for people that way, but it's shown the importance of and if anything, we'll come out of this with a lot of gratitude and appreciation for just being able to leave the house, for having meat and eggs and toilet paper on the shelf and all that other stuff as well too. So, I hope everyone, and I hope you don't really panic and whatever not, and use this time effectively, okay? And have some downtime if you need some downtime to chill. You want to watch some movies and hang out and whatever, and give yourself a little bit of a break. But don't get too caught up in that, because I know I took the whole day off yesterday and kind of just really chilled, and then it was harder today to get going. I did have a productive day, but it made it a little bit more difficult to get going. So I say, make sure, even if it's just first thing in the morning, make sure to do something for yourself. If you're working at home, from home, get your work done. If you have a little to-do list or some tasks or things you want to accomplish, start to get those done right in the beginning of the day. So stay positive and stay productive during this time, man. That's my best advice I can give to you. If you have any questions or things you're struggling with or things that you want to work on during this time, let me know. Let's all stay safe, and let's keep those 3 tips in mind, man. And I'm sure we'll all come out better after all this. All right?